And I'm sure it won't be a smooth transition, but
we're live.
And we are. All right.
All right. We are finally, after what feels like a 6-month hiatus.
Yes.
What was probably closer to a 6-week hiatus. We are finally back.
Sure it won't be a smooth
on
transition.
The movies. I dressed up nice for the occasion. You actually do look like you're about to hit the stage.
Do I?
Yeah, you look like Bruce Springsteen about to hit the stage.
Yeah. See, I've got the V-neck. The Lucky Brand
denim jacket.
So Lucky Brand jacket. So styling, styling a little bit,
Yep, looking good.
But the real reason behind the blue jean jacket is no one has been in the apartment in a while, and it's cold in here. It's like 64 degrees. So I was getting a little nervous, and I think it might have been because I was so chilly. I was cold. So
I have the opposite. I just got off the tennis court, came in here, and it's about 78 degrees.
So you're on the other end.
So I'm feeling pretty, like if I wasn't feeling hot already, I'm feeling hot now. All right, anyway, let's get into this. We can save that for another show on another day. So this is Adam and Jake on the movies. I'm Jake.
I'm Adam.
And we watch movies and we answer some simple questions if you've forgotten because it's been so long.
Yes.
And
this my apologies.
No, I mean, I'm not blaming anyone.
But okay, good. Yes. I won't take the responsibility then.
Nobody's fault. We just took a hiatus.
Yes.
But we're back. And this week's movie is our second Christopher Guest movie. Yes. Waiting for Guffman. It's our first Christopher Guest that is more of what people think of when they think of Christopher Guest.
Yes.
But it's our second total film that he's directed. It is 1996's Waiting for Guffman, directed by Sir Christopher Guest or Lord Christopher Guest or Baron Christopher Guest, written by Christopher Guest and Eugene Levy, starring a whole host of people that we've come to know and love with the Christopher Guest movie, including Catherine O'Hara, Fred Willard, Parker Posey, Eugene Levy, Bob Balaban. The list goes. Michael McKean.
Oh yes, he's a staple.
Yep. Wait, he's in this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, he's not.
I thought I read that I thought he was when I was looking it up on IMDb just now.
Am I gone crazy? I'm pretty. All right.
Maybe he isn't, but I'm pretty sure that I thought that he was.
All right. Anyway, let's just say it's the rest of the crew because Harry Shearer is not in this.
No, he isn't in it.
Yeah. So no. Yeah, Michael McKean's not in it. Well, anyway, you know the rest of them. So you want to give us a brief synopsis?
The question.
It's terrible. You want to give us a brief synopsis of it?
Yeah. Waiting for Guffman is about an aspiring director and the marginally talented amateur cast of a hokey small-town Missouri musical production that go overboard when they learn that someone from Broadway will be in attendance.
Ooh. All right. What were your initial reactions after this Michael McKean-less movie?
My initial reaction was I watched it in two pieces, and I do want to go back and rewatch it again. Mm-hmm. But I was in a dark spot when I first watched it. And I do remember pausing it and laughing during, I'll say the scene later because it's one of my favorite scenes. But the movie brought me briefly out of my dark period. And I was happy for that. So when I went back and I watched the second half of the movie, like I explained off camera, it still gave me that joy. It gave me a fun. It was quirky. I enjoyed that. It was. I like a lot of the humor. I like a lot of the actors and actresses in it. It was fun, and it had memorable characters.
Mm-hmm.
So right after it, I liked it, and I would watch it. I would and am going to watch it again.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I was like, oh, like that was fun. That was fun. It didn't change the world, but it did what I like movies to do, and it just kind of brightens up your day a little bit.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
think about, I just spent 90 minutes doing something that brings me more joy than doing something that brings me down.
Exactly. And I didn't feel that it was a waste of my time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, definitely didn't. But it almost felt a little bit like we'll go further into this, but it almost felt a little bit like when Adam Sandler and his crew get together.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, you're going to get something. The only difference is with Adam Sandler and his crew, you're going to get a little bit more slapstick and a little bit
Right.
more like, which I'm not as big of a fan of that. This one, you're going to get something a little bit wittier and a little bit more
Highbrow in a way.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah, from Baron Christopher Guest. But yeah,
and I think he knows the audience that likes his films, and he makes a movie for that audience.
Yeah.
I don't think he's trying to. My opinion is, I don't think he's trying to reach a further audience than he already has, and he doesn't have to.
He is a cult following.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's, he's had a couple, I would say, that Mighty Wind might fall in this category, and definitely Best in Show are two that.
Probably his best the two known films.
Mm-hmm. Those are the two that kind of reach bigger audiences, right. I think so. But I don't think that I think he knows who his crew is, and he goes for it, and he gives them what they want. So I think you could maybe throw Spinal Tap into there too, but that's technically not his film.
Right.
That was
Rob Reiner.
Rob Reiner.
Meathead. Yeah.
What?
Meathead in he played Meathead. Rob Reiner played Meathead in All in the Family.
Oh. I had no idea. I never.
Yeah, he's a young Rob Reiner. He started out as an actor.
Oh.
And he's in the I don't know if it airs anymore, but there's a show called All in the Family.
Yeah.
And he is the son of I think he's the son, or maybe the son-in-law, but he's referred to as Meathead. Okay. That's not his actual name, but that's what he's called in a lot of the show, Meathead.
Oh, that is him.
Yeah. He's probably, he's really tall, but he's probably at least mid-20s.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I had no idea. I never made that connection before.
They don't even look the same, really. Not really.
No. Wow. Okay. I just watched a Carl Reiner? Is that his dad? Yeah, I just watched a Carl Reiner movie. I've been watching Oceans. I've been watching a lot of heist movies lately. So I watched Ocean's 12.
The George Clooney one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
We closed not that long ago. Okay. Sorry about that. Continue.
We have a timer here.
Yes.
Back to the timer. Okay. Second one. So what's something you would change about it? Did you go first last time?
Yeah, I went first last time.
I think that it got a little bit off, not topic, but it just kind of floated away a few times.
Yeah.
Which I would like to see maybe a tighter edit. I don't know if that's possible, the way that he shoots his movies, doing most of it improv. But I wouldn't mind if seeing a little bit tighter of an edit and really kind of hone in a little bit more on each scene. Because sometimes I feel like the scenes just kind of start floating, and it's like you don't really know where they're going.
And that's how a lot of improv go in real life. If you notice, like the improv that you and I went to in New York, it started off kind of tight, and then it just kind of floated into these sexual gags after a while.
Yeah,
because they had nowhere else to go. Well, they didn't think that they had any. There's plenty of places to go, but that's where they chose to go.
Yeah, and I just felt if they could have tightened that up a little bit, or maybe had a better idea for what they wanted to do with the scene.
Yeah.
It's almost like they didn't know where to close out the scene, and they didn't know how fast to get there. You didn't have enough rules, I guess, in each scene, and I think that maybe slows the pace down. Not even slows the pace down because it's a short movie.
Yeah, it's an hour and 24 minutes, so it's one of the shortest movies we've watched.
Yeah, it just kind of like you just lost me a couple times. Like I just kind of lost interest.
I thought it felt a little longer than an hour and 24. Not much longer, but a little bit longer than that. Yeah, I was like maybe a few edits here and there. Not anything that I don't normally say on most movies, but if you do edits here, like you said, can you edit much the way he shoots things? You'd have to take off milliseconds of things to
Mhm.
even add up to anything. So if an editor's good enough to take out some things and tighten it up, I'm all for it. If not, maybe that's the best edit we could get. I'm not sure because I've not done as much research about Christopher Guest's movie, so I'm not sure how much footage he has extra, how much he keeps.
It reminds me a little bit of some of the latter Ed Burns movies.
Yeah.
What was the one? What's the dating one that they did? Not it was different stages of a relationship.
Oh, Sidewalks of New York, that one?
That one, but then there was another one that he did a little bit later with Carrie Bechet and somebody else.
Oh, the Newlyweds?
Newlyweds. Yeah. It was definitely more of a documentary feel and almost like you need a documentary editor
Yeah.
to be able to do that. So I think they could have tightened that up. Is that what you would say would be your change for the film or just short?
Because I mean, that was, I mean, I put that I like the mockumentary style. I like the running time. And I put either small edits or leave it alone. That's what I had.
That's why I think that almost now that we're talking a little bit more about it, I almost think that the overall story structure is just not there.
Right.
Because it's so short. And if you were to get rid of any of it, I feel like it would be too short. So it's like it almost needed something else, like needed another storyline or something.
Minutes of it, and it's a short film because a lot of short films were considered 60 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You take away 24 minutes. I mean that's a long time to take out, but still, he didn't have a lot to work with, I guess.
On these other ones, you've got like Mighty Wind, you've got at least 3 to 4 storylines that you're following.
Yeah.
Same thing with Best in Show, but in this one you're only following 1 to 2 storylines, and maybe that's what was missing, is that we need a little bit more story.
And there wasn't much, not a whole lot of tension. I didn't think, not a whole. I mean, like nothing grandiose was at stake.
Yeah,
which it didn't really have to be, but still, I didn't feel like anything all that much was at stake.
Which I think they could have played that up a little bit more.
Yeah,
that would have really helped. That's a good point. Yeah, I never really feel like Guffman's, or not Guffman, but Christopher Guest, who is Corky St. Clair. I never felt like his world would be over if this didn't happen.
Yeah,
because
I love the name of his character, by the way.
Huh?
I love the name of that character, by the way.
Corky St. James.
Yeah.
St. Clair, sorry.
Yeah.
All right. What would you think about? Would you consider him to be the main character? Who would you consider to be the main character?
I mean,
the arc?
I was trying to think of the arc, and I tried to look at him. I don't know if anybody really had an arc. I mean, maybe they did, but it's kind of a documentary. So of course they're going to be able to edit an arc together, but I consider, I guess, him the main character. Mm-hmm. He wasn't my favorite character, but he was a very memorable character.
Yeah.
And I just looked at him more of that than I did as any kind of arc that he followed, to be honest with you. Because when I was like, and I might go back and rewatch it and see an arc that I didn't see the first time, because I did watch it in 2 settings. So that may have contributed to the way that I think about his lack of arc. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's almost like a character, like what people with Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid.
Yeah.
I watched that movie one time and I didn't like it, but everyone's like, "Oh, you gotta watch that movie." I didn't like it because I don't feel like they change
at all
much.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I felt with this one. Eugene Levy's character, Dr. Alan Pearl, he changes a bit because he doesn't have much confidence at all at the beginning. At the end, he's got a lot more.
Yeah.
But even then, I still feel like it's a little bit weak. So it's almost like we're just kind of following these people, and maybe that was the issue, is that there's not a pronounced arc for anybody.
Yeah, I mean, really, there really isn't. I don't think, not really.
Nothing that I could really point out. What did you? What's your favorite? So let's say Corky is our main character.
Okay.
Who's your next favorite character?
Do you want to take this one first? I've got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take it. Anytime I think that, to me, anytime that Fred Willard walks onto camera,
Yeah.
I absolutely die laughing. And that's anything that I've ever seen him do. I've even seen him do some like really, really, really poorly produced stuff.
Yeah.
But it's still just his presence cracks me up. So I loved him and Catherine O'Hara, especially when they're sitting there in their windbreaker suits. I was like the king of the windbreakers. I used to wear them every single day to school. But watching them perform together,
Yeah.
which they were Ron Albertson and Sheila Albertson, I thought they were just so much fun. But Fred Willard, I just love Fred Willard. It's sad that we don't get any more Fred Willard material in this world.
Well, that's who I had as my favorite secondary character. I had the husband and wife combo, Ron and Sheila Albertson. Was that their name? Albertson?
I think so, yeah.
I also had Larry Miller. You know Larry Miller?
Larry Miller.
He played Glenn Welch Mayer. You'll know.
Oh, yeah, this guy. He's like the king of bit rolls.
Yes. And
yeah.
Once again, he did what he was supposed to do. He stepped up on, in the movie. He didn't steal the movie, but he showed in any movie that he's been in, whether it be Nutty Professor, Necessary Roughness.
Necessary Roughness. I haven't seen that movie in so. That's Scott Bakula.
It's Scott Bakula as the quarterback. Yep.
Yeah, I forgot he was in that.
Rob Schneider, he's in it as well as the like the color commentary.
Yeah, that's right.
Larry Miller, he's like the dean or something. Mm-hmm. So
10 Things I Hate About You.
He shows up and does what he's supposed to do. And I thought for a bit role, I mean, he's a lower down than secondary character, but I just threw him in there because I thought you might have said Ron and Sheila as well.
He is one of those people that if you mentioned his name, nobody would know who you were talking about. But once you see his face, you're like, oh,
that guy. I know that guy.
Would you take that career? Would you want that career?
I wouldn't turn it down.
I wouldn't either.
The reason being is because for the most part, roles like that, they're so memorable that like everybody knows that guy from a certain role. Like my sisters would know that guy from Nutty Professor, that Eddie Murphy Nutty Professor. But he's also like the kind of the schmarmy kind of guy that he's kind of a jerk, and but he's not like terrible, but you don't like him. But yeah, I would take that role, those kind of roles.
He plays that role so well. Even in 10 Things I Hate About You, he's like so good.
Oh yeah. I think he's the what? The father? I wonder if it's me.
Super like tough on him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's so.
Yeah, Larry Miller. Now, one time he was at the DC Improv doing stand-up because he's a stand-up comedian. And I never did get to go, but I saw that he was on the schedule to go. So that was pretty interesting as well. It looks like we've...
Uh-oh.
Okay. Are you back? Or did I freeze?
No, I think it was me.
Okay, I couldn't tell. All right.
Yeah, my internet is like a little unstable right now.
Okay.
What did you think about the music?
I love the music. I love the musical numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I thought all of them were pretty funny, and if people don't even want to watch the movie, they should at least go on there and listen to a few of these musical scores. Even A Penny for Your Thoughts, go listen to that one. That's just one of many. That's one I had written down. What about you? What did you think?
Yeah, same thing. Well, Christopher Guest is so good at music because he has a music background. Did you lose me again?
No, I've got you.
Yeah, I mean, he's got such a great musical background to start with that you kind of know he's going to come through with it. But how bad the music is a testament to how good he is at music.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that bad. Like I heard Dave Matthews talk one time, and he said his dad. He said he knew could sing. He had confidence in singing when like his dad or mom said, he's like, "Wow, you're such a good singer. You can sing off key on purpose."
Right.
And it's like, it's kind of the same thing. It's almost like what the South Park guys do. Like
Oh
some
yeah,
of the songs are so cheesy because they're so good at knowing what good music is and finding a way to make it cheesy,
yeah.
but
I
still
agree with
good.
you. I agree with you.
Yeah. So I thought the music was really good. What was your um,
Favorite scene?
favorite scene? I guess I'll go first.
Okay. I've got two written down here.
I like the play itself. I thought was really good. But I can't. It's hard for me to think of one specific scene. I think the play was really good. I really like that and how like random and almost punny
Yeah.
it comes at times. But I also really like Corky whenever he talks about his wife, who's always
No one ever sees his wife.
yeah, we never ever see.
But isn't he the one always out like shopping for her
Yeah.
clothing and stuff like that?
And I really like when he's teaching them to dance. I
That's
think that's a fun moment too.
I put as my favorite scene where Corky storms out of the meeting at the town council after they refuse his $100,000 request. I thought that was a pretty funny one. And the auditions where they auditioned to sing. I thought that was a pretty funny scene as well. One of those two were my favorite scenes.
Yeah, I forgot about the storm. Like the whole because I didn't call him like he calls him some name.
I meant to write down what he called them, but I can't remember.
I forget. But yeah, no, that's a great scene. Anytime he's dealing with any kind of like authority, and I love it because they laugh, like they kind of laugh at him.
Yeah. They do kind of laugh at him, and
oh no.
no, okay, you're back.
Yeah, but I love how serious they take it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it just adds so much to it. Sorry, I'm checking my internet.
Oh.
So anyway, what's your final thoughts on this film?
I really it's taken a while for us to get to watch it, but I did enjoy it, and like I said earlier, it did put a smile on my face. Now, it's for a small cult-like audience, and if you don't like this kind of a movie, I don't think this kind of movie is going to turn you around and make you like it. But if you like mockumentary type movies, kind of, I would say some of the humor, you would say with dry humor. If you like that type of humor, then I think you will, or other Christopher Guest movies, I think you'll like it. And what's interesting, another side note, is the Christopher Guest movie, A Big Picture, was the very first film that we did on the Movies On.
Yes, it was. Way back. It was like it was 15 years ago.
And this is the 17th episode today.
This is kind of the rebirth
yes.
of the movie. So, of course, we had to do a Christopher Guest movie.
Yes. So, yeah, that was my final thoughts.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I definitely agree with you. I think if you like Christopher Guest movies, then you're gonna enjoy this one. If you don't know, then maybe start with Best in Show or Mighty Wind. I think those two are and if you like those, then give these a shot. Right. Another one called Mascots that was. Have you ever seen that one?
I haven't.
I didn't think it was. I was really excited about it, but wasn't the greatest movie. And then For Your Consideration.
I've heard of that one, but I haven't watched it.
I got to go back and rewatch it. Not the greatest again, but I have to go back and rewatch it and see now that I've studied. Catherine O'Hara was kind of that person, like we talked about with Larry Miller.
Yeah.
He was kind of that person for a long time. You're
She
like,
was the
oh, I
Home
don't know.
Alone mother for the longest time as well.
Yeah, Home Alone mother, or from Beetlejuice,
Yeah,
or
Beetlejuice.
like 50 million different things, but you never really knew who she was. Same thing with Eugene Levy. He
Yeah.
was kind of the dad from American Pie.
That's what most, yeah, yeah.
But now I think it's funny because after all that they've put together in their career, they're now finally being acknowledged
Recognized, yeah.
for the great actors that they are.
And you know what is also nice about that is that it's older actors and actresses getting recognized, which gives us more hope.
Exactly. Eugene Levy's like 70.
Yeah.
And she's like 66.
Yeah. So we've got time, you know, we're in our 30s.
Plenty of time.
You know.
Robert Altman made a movie when he was like 83, I think, and then he died like 2 years later. So
we can do it.
There's always time.
Plus, you know, you've got some impressive credits up on IMDb.
I don't know.
Well, you've got a lot of credits. I'll say that.
I got a lot of credits. You got a good amount of credits too.
True.
Been a lot bigger films than I have worked with. So.
Oh.
All right. Well, great. What do we think for next show? I'm not going to say next week, but next show.
Okay, I've got a couple of ideas, but I won't say any. I'll message it to you. You want to just leave it open-ended right now?
Let's do it, and we'll leave open-ended. We're going to try to be back this time next week.
On Wednesdays, right? Wednesday at 5?
We're going to try to. Wednesdays are usually pretty good.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of On the Movies, where we talked about waiting for Guffman. We will be back at some point with some movie, and we look forward to chatting about it more. So for On the Movies, I'm Jake.
I'm Adam.
And we will see you next time.
See everyone later. Bye. I'll send you another.